Hello, Himani. Welcome to the India Parenting Show. Today
Hi.
we have with us Himani Lakdawala. She runs Minnie's Drama Studio. She has a very impressive track record, and let me tell you all about her. Her classes are a blend of dramatics, vocabulary building, and common mistakes in the English language. She is affiliated with the Trinity College of London for their speech and drama exams. She has been a visiting faculty of Khalsa College, Matunga, where she has trained BMM and BMS students in vocabulary building and communication skills. She has judged countless dramatics and vocabulary building events in reputed institutions such as Mumbai's Teachers Training College, GD Somani School, Walsingham, and many more. She has also organized innumerable English enrichment camps for adults and for kids. Every year, a record number of her students get distinction in the Trinity exams, which is the highest grade and which is really very impressive. She's a writer and she's a poet too, and her articles have been featured in DNA and the Times of India. And to top it off, she has created 1100 dramas, skits, and poems in her 14-year journey. So, welcome, Minnie. I should like to
Thank you so much for having me here. It's
Yeah,
been so delightful.
excellent.
Tell me.
So, Minnie, you first want to tell us about what made you start Minnie's Drama Studio?
Certainly. So I think, everyone who knew me always knew that I am very, very inclined to the English language. I think I was born to write. Even today, I feel that the way my words flow, I like poetry, I like dramatics, I like writing, creating plays. So I was literally born to do this. So it was not surprising to anyone that I chose this field. I was very clear from the start that I want to be in the field of dramatics and vocabulary building, be in the field of English. I have written articles for DNA and the Times of India, as you pointed out. I have also drafted scripts and skits for advertising agencies. So it was all about English for me all the way.
Right.
Once my daughter was born, I realized that how much I enjoy the company of children, and Minnie's Drama Studio was born. Minnie's Drama Studio and my daughter are literally the same age, and they both are babies beloved to me. They have grown together, and I cannot really choose one over the other. But as I mentioned, that Minnie's Drama Studio has continuously we always strive to give the best possible dramatics vocabulary building knowledge out there.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you. I have a few questions from our readers. Okay, so
Certainly.
the first question is, what are the benefits of performing arts and drama for children?
Well, if I would say that most parents who come to me, they say that, oh, my child is very coy. Minnie, can you please make him confident? And I tell them, honey, that confident is a very minuscule, teeny weeny term. We look at creating an astute audience awareness in the child. Confidence is a part of audience awareness. So, what is audience awareness all about? When I talk about audience awareness, I talk about not only the confidence of the child, but the child's posture, the eye contact he makes, the way he says his words, the intonation in his voice, the graph of his voice, the inflection of his voice, his posture. A whole lot of things go into creating a stellar audience awareness in the child. Basically, it's not only about the way your rhetorical skills are, but also about how pleasing your body language is.
Very good point. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so from what age can children start learning drama? Is there an
I would say the sooner the better, the sooner the better, because I tell this to all the children and their parents that, honey, if I give you a very simple example, most people I know say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's always a Wednesday, not a Wednesday. I think a lot of language we speak in our country is very, very colloquial. We have grown up hearing those words, and that's what we keep speaking. We say buried instead of buried. We say sword instead of sword. We say some days back instead of some days ago. Now, all these things, if cultivated at the right age, go a long way. From a young age, a child should say a plumber, not a plumber. if the child grows up saying plumber, 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 then unlearning that would become a very difficult process, maybe even more challenging and cumbersome than the actual learning process.
Right.
So 3 is a good age to start, because that's where the child's literally the language is flourishing. And at that time, when the correct sentence formations and pronunciations are taught to the child can absolutely inculcate daft rhetorical skills in him.
Right. So, like, what's the youngest child in your class? Like, from what age your kids start?
The youngest child in my class is 3 years and 2 months old.
Wow.
And I have children at my studio up to the age of 16. And at Khalsa College, Matunga, where I have been a visiting faculty, I have trained BMM and BMS students between the age group of 19 to 21. Yes.
Would you say that the stage fright in younger kids is less than older kids? And so it's better to start them out young, because before they develop stage fright, they already are used to talking in front of people?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point that you are saying, and it's so sensible what you're talking about. That children, I reckon, most children, they don't really have a fright in them. In fact, I read somewhere that the only fright children have is the fear of loud sounds and falling. Right? All other frights are inculcated or instilled in them by adults around them. So I reckon if it is made to be a cakewalk, if it's made to be like a walk in the park that the child just goes and this is what you have to do, literally that this is what the child's gonna do. Right? So it's all about just letting the child be, giving the opportunities to the child, let them flourish by giving them a plethora of things to explore. Right? Not only dramatics, but I guess any kind of field which is age appropriate for the child should be introduced to it at a young age and see how the child is taking up to it, because it's always the younger, it's better for sure.
I totally agree, because I think that the seeds should be planted at a very young age, and then because the child can then decide what he wants to do later in life.
And see how they bloom. Yes.
Exactly. Okay, so now I wanted to ask you that in your drama classes, do the kids get to perform, and how often do they get to showcase their talent, and also do you help them if they have any school plays and all that?
Oh, yes. So I think, when I started out, I was very, very clear that the program I designed for my students should be very, very child friendly, in the sense that it should not be that the child, I was very clear that it's not about making myself or my drama studio look good, but making the child look good. What happens in most of the drama studios, with all due respect to them, I'm sure they are doing an absolutely exemplary job. What happens is that before, especially a stage performance, 3 to 4 months prior, you just keep practicing the same dialogues over and over and over again, because in the end, the children have to look good, right? And the drama studio, of course, has to look good. Which I consider that if 4 months my daughter is going to do the same thing and is going to keep practicing the same 10 dialogues, I'm not really sure whether it's actual enrichment for my child. So we designed that every class that the child comes to me, he should be given an opportunity to enact a play that's absolutely jaw-dropping, it's mind-boggling, as well as incredibly, immensely enriching. So we take very, very intriguing, insightful topics around which we base our plays. Every week we enact a new play. Like last week, we enacted a play on Omiakon. Omiakon is the coldest inhabited town in the world. So Antarctica is actually the coldest place in the world, but no one resides there permanently. While in Omiakon, people reside permanently. It's that cold that you can't wear glasses and step out of your house. The glasses will freeze to your face.
Right. So you find this interesting topics for the kids to act.
Yes. Like, and this week we're enacting the play on the mud skipper, which is the only fish in the world that loves to live out of the water. It prefers to stay out of the water than in the water. And it is a fish in every sense of the term.
Very nice.
So,
Very different.
yes. So every week we enact a new play, which has to be something which takes your breath away, which is truly knowledge, which is truly incredible knowledge.
Knowledge,
So every
vocabulary, knowledge,
Yes,
vocabulary, the way you
absolutely,
act.
absolutely. Like for example,
Very
the
nice.
Omiyokon play, we also taught the children the word frigid. That I cannot use a place. Oh, it's so cold for a place like Omiyokon, which is so cold.
Right.
I would definitely say it's frigid. It's it's intensely cold out there, right? It's frosty there. It's icy there,
Excellent.
right?
Excellent.
So that's what we do. Every class we enact a new play. Of course, we enact plays before the Trinity College of London examination. So those are the additional plays that we do. And we also are looking forward to to having one stage show in a year. But having said that, we need to make sure that it shouldn't be a stage show to just make myself look good, that the children are doing the same thing repeatedly, but it should be knowledge, beneficial knowledge in the truest sense of the term.
Nice, nice, very nice, very nice. I like your expansive way of thinking. I really do. Very nice. Because it's not
Attitude.
you who's important, it's the other person who's important. And I really like that.
Yeah,
I
because
like your way of
I
thinking.
think as a mother that, 4 months really the same thing.
Yeah.
I think the world has moved away from memorization to logical reasoning and creative thinking.
Yes.
Certainly.
Yes, yes. Also, what I like about your classes is that in this day and age of IB, the curriculum expects the child to be able to present at a very short notice at any time of the
Yes.
day on any topic.
Oh, yes,
Really good
yes,
thing.
yes,
It's a really good
absolutely.
thing that they're learning, and it's so relevant now. And I would say that it's not only relevant for schools, but because of the lockdown, in fact, the Zoom calls have made it so much more important that you when you speak, you're able to present your view very well. So I think that your classes will definitely go a long way
Yeah.
even for
I
that.
think, communication skills is something which is gonna, it's a life skill,
Yeah.
right? Whether you're talking to a child or an adult or an elderly person or anywhere, communication skills is an irreplaceable asset,
Yes,
right?
I agree with
You
you.
cannot replace it with anything else because that's something you're going to need every moment of your life, truly.
Right, right, right. Okay. For adults, do you have classes for them too?
Yes, so this is typically what happens is first the child joins and
Yeah.
then the mother joins and then the husband joins. So this is
Oh,
always
even the
happens
husband?
because what
Really?
see,
Wow.
happens is that most mothers, they feel that, okay, if I have taught the child to say in a certain way, for example, if I tell you that, oh, I'm sick, and I say I'm ill, you may think it's the same thing. No, it's not. All right, there's a lot of difference. When I'm talking about I am sick, means I'm talking about that you are temporarily unwell. For
Okay.
some time you are unwell, but if I'm talking about illness, I'm talking about being ill, means I am unwell for a prolonged period of time, right? So then once the children learn this, a mother feels that they need to match up to the children, because at the end of the day I'm going to be seeing them once in a week while the
Right,
mother is with them throughout the day,
right,
right?
right,
So she realizes that this is something which even she needs to excel at, and even her communication skills need some kind of, she needs to she wants to definitely redefine her skills so that it matches with her child and they are speaking in the same time. I did like this. I'll give you an example. If a landline is ringing and the child says, Mama, pick up the phone, the child should actually be saying, Mama, answer the phone or pick up the receiver. You don't pick up the entire landline and talk, do you?
right,
Right?
right.
So the mother also feels that, okay, even I need to speak in a certain manner, because if I say an incorrect manner, my child is learning something else, my child is going to be baffled. Mama is right or the teacher is right.
Correct, correct.
Right.
Very nice. And in fact, the words that you're using also are very, very impressive actually. So you're actually following your model perfectly. Very nice.
I better.
Yes, yes.
I need to, I think, live up to my name, I think, right?
Correct, correct. Okay, one last question. With the lockdown,
Yes.
how are you doing your classes? And that's the most important thing. I think that all the parents who want to know, let's
Yes. I would say it's a $1 million question right now. I was awaiting it. This question has to come for sure.
Yes.
Yes. Um, this is a standard thing I tell everybody, that if something the lockdown has taught me is expecting the unexpected, for sure. And I think what I totally believe is that, of course, when the lockdown was announced and for a week I wasn't working, I was distraught. This is mid-March we are talking about. I was so glum and I was so doleful. And I remember calling my father, talking to my husband, and I'm weeping away. I'm literally sobbing that, oh, this is not me. I can't sit. But my daughter's school, Cathedral at Fort, they, adapted to the online model literally in 2 days.
Right.
Once the lockdown commenced, in 2 days they had adapted the lockdown model. And I was like, if they can do it, why can't I? They're handling 40 children
Right.
it's so beautifully. Of course, I can do the same. So that's why we started with first video recordings, and then we moved on to the Zoom platform.
Right.
And I think I've never looked back. I think God's graciousness indeed. In fact, a lot of parents are exuberant that I'm teaching online because you can be in any corner of the world.
Yes.
And I can teach you and you can learn from me. And, it's astounding and exemplary at the same time, but it's also truly delightful. And it's a blissful affair also, because for some people, we don't need to commute. Everyone knows about the Mumbai traffic. We don't need to commute. Yes, we can go from one class to another in a span of seconds.
Right.
Yes, everyone has taken it to it very differently. I would say that some people have been very receptive, some have apprehensions, and I tell them to take a trial class and see if this is working for you. And if it does, then it's wonderful that the child is a part of my program.
Very nice, very nice, excellent. So Mini, thank you so very much. I would say that we are going to post Mini's information at the bottom of the video, and please follow it, and I would highly recommend that all the parents should definitely join this class or any other class. But as she has clearly said, it's really very important for kids to have the confidence. So please do join these classes, and thank you very much, Mini.
You're very kind. Thank you for having me on your platform. And I wish you a very, very blissful, productive day. And lots of good wishes to all my viewers out there too. I hope that we all recover from this lockdown stronger than ever and sooner than soon.
Thank you, Mini. Very nice words. Everybody stay safe. Thank you very much. Be blessed. Thank you.
Wish you the same and heartfelt gratitude for this. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you like our videos, do subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.